What has changed the most since you first started the company? And then opposite, what's remained consistent since day one?
Yeah, I think the real disruptor here is the AI aspect of it. I mean, we've built everything with that in mind, and our platform is a machine learning AI centric anyway. It's the change here is, I think, with the mindset that people have that AI, you can just ask a question via a prompt or, push a button and it'll give you the magic answer. And that's not necessarily the case, especially when you're managing a business. So what we've been applying and going live with is agentic AI workflows that help them get things done faster, and then leave the generative AI access and those kind of things separate. And that's worked really well so far. Now there's some big things we're building under the hood right now that are going to be very exciting for, our future clients and our existing clients. But we stay very aligned with the Fortune 1000 companies and the things that they're doing, and giving those tools to the mid-level enterprise space, so to speak, so that they can have access to these modern tools that they otherwise wouldn't have access to.
Fantastic. If you're in the Fortune 1000 company, you obviously have access to a lot of stuff that someone underneath that scope doesn't. So you're creating the capability for a smaller company to be able to leverage those same tools is
Yes.
a game-changing moment. That's amazing.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. I mean, the relationships and the collaboration we have with the people in those companies, and we all work together, we share ideas, collaborate, and do those things so we're all kind of in step with everything else. So our clients are protected. This solution is future proofed. If you need to change out your CRM or your point of sales or learning management system at some point, either now or in the future, we can do that on the back end with very little change. So the Maestro will be your baseline solution, and then your tech stack can be adjusted as needed.
Future proof. That's a buzzword right there, but you're delivering upon it. That's amazing.
Absolutely.
What is that biggest mistake that you see multi-location operators are making today in the current state?
I think it comes with the mindset and the ways of working. It's if you do things the same way all the time and expect a different result, that's not going to get it. So, and this industry, is so sales driven and so marketing driven. There's not a lot of real tech in tech, despite the existing franchise management systems. So that's the thing that we want to make sure that build that process around that. The sales, the marketing, the brokers, the consultants, and all that all have access to the same type of tools so that they can work together more cohesively.
Totally agree. Couldn't agree more, actually, because in my personal opinion, you can grow revenue, but destroy value if your back end is broken. So that's
Absolutely.
fantastic.
Yeah. It's not just the capital expenditure CapEx, it's that OpEx, and it can grow over time in ways that you never envisioned if you don't have your systems and your tech stack set up correctly.
100% agree. 100% agree. How do you measure client ROI after implementation? What actually moves the needle there?
The big thing is to get that ROI on, say, for a franchisee, when they make that investment in a brand, to get that ROI back and show profitability. I think that's one of the big things. And then at the brand level, to show what they're spending on marketing and different pieces their way, to show how they're growing, how they're spending their money, what makes sense, what doesn't make sense. It's a performance thing. So when you talk about business insight and business intelligence, it's being able to take action on that and collect that ROI information. So we have access to the data, but the biggest piece is ROI for that franchisee to be profitable so that they can actually acquire or purchase more locations. Because we found out in franchising, when you're a franchisee, sure, you'll buy one location, but your mindset or your mind's eye says, hey, I want 5 or I want 10 to have economies of scale, right? So how do you do that? You've got to have the right systems and tools and processes in place to make that happen. So we measure that so that they can understand, hey, I'll be profitable in 12 months. Now I can start leveraging that additional cash for additional locations. That's a good example.